world where people are afraid to speak their minds comes Pirate Radio episode 52. Champagne is back, so bear with me. Good thing there's no videos because you would have seen those mishaps that I had before. When I ain't know that, I thought if you shake it around a lot or whatever, the bottle, you gotta be careful when you open it. I didn't know that the bottle will open even if you haven't shook the bottle at all. You know what I'm saying? So, rookie mistakes, but shit, now I'm a G with these $10 fucking $12 actually. You know what I'm saying? Inflation. Thanks to my nigga Joe. $12 bottle champagne. Good as fuck though. But here's to episode 52. I'm gonna have to take the sip first this time. God damn. I was gonna do just beers today too, and it's just like, damn, nah, that the whole shit was about the champagne bottle pop every week. Even if it's cheap. That shit rhyme, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me. Oh, there you go, you see? Nah, I'm too nice with it today. It's gonna be a good one. Of course I'm gonna talk about politics. A little bit of music. And just other shit that's going on in the world. I'm documenting that shit like I'm fucking, like Mr. G when he used to predict the weather. That's me, Mr. D. Just call, hey, Mr. D. Hey, what up, kids? Everybody good? Everybody be safe? All right, cool. Everybody be safe. Everybody safe? All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the gym teacher that passes by the hallways. Mr. G. Remember Mr. G? I was at some NYC weatherman or whatever. I'm thinking about now that I'm thinking about the weather. I'm like, are these people? No, they definitely way more accurate. Because I was just thinking like, damn, because they are. I'm still thinking like there's times where they be like, hey, it's gonna rain on this day and it doesn't happen. Maybe that does still happen, but it's just like now I put the notifications of weather on the phone, and I never did before, so I may be like a caveman. But it's crazy, right? Because you literally get the alert 10 minutes, or maybe I don't know. I have to double check, but I think it's like 10 minutes before it would be like, rain will start and yada yada, and you'd be like, oh, okay, and it really does. Like you really hear that shit. So weather is getting good, but shit, didn't I predict the same shit when it came to this bullshit ass politics? And I don't want to take too much credit. I'll take credit, yeah, fuck it. But it was so easy because it was so obvious. So just imagine what's not obvious. Like the Netflix show, the Pentaverate show. They had the Pentaverate show. Like the Netflix Pentaverate series, which I'm gonna speak about that. I'm gonna get into that later. But I'm gonna speak about the Buffalo shooting. Shit, the trap bill that Jay-Z was fucking championing for. I'm gonna talk about all that, but one of the main shit that's also going on is the Elon Musk scandal, Elongate. It's getting so obvious. This is the thing. I still haven't took a sip. Did I? No, I have still. Hold up. Or maybe I did. They still attacking Elon. And you could tell, like, it must be, I keep saying you could tell, but it's like, I still really don't know. Because it's like, yo, is this shit happening because the same playbook is being played, is being ran, I guess? Or do they know all these, I guess they know all their moves to the point that Elon Musk is getting ahead and basically calling out what's going on. Even though he said he had a joke about that whole shit about DK, if I died, then it was nice. I was like, whoa, what? That's why it's good to have Twitter, because just imagine Michael Jackson's thoughts when shit was going on. Even though I still blame Michael Jackson for certain shit, because that baby over the balcony, red flag, nigga, for me. Red flag. Like, I know people, I'm not a parent, so but I know parents, as giddy as they get when they tell you, like, sometimes me, because I don't have kids, like some corny stories. There's some corny stories, right? But you have to laugh because they just excited about their kid. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be that much of a mean person. But imagine just like Michael Jackson had to explain himself because he had Twitter. He probably still wouldn't use it. It depends. But, you know, if it would have been implemented earlier, you know, his spokesman would at least have to say something. And Michael, you know, on the face value, he will show us that he was such a kind person, this and that. So he probably should have been kind enough and true to himself enough, since he was towards the end making some, you know, pop music, but you be like, whoa, didn't he just say kike? And I didn't know nothing about that, but kike is a real, like, derogatory word for Jews. So Michael Jackson was getting to that level. I think it's the song called They Don't Care About Us. They Don't Really Care About Us. Which, to me, as a little kid, I'm like, where's the hell, you know, this is boring music, you know, because I didn't know what the hell they were saying. Like, it was going right over our head. And the fact that it was Michael Jackson saying it and people still ain't catch on and he ain't changed the world, like, not changed the world, but learned their lesson in terms of, like, internal shooting in America. Like, Michael Jackson was telling us, y'all love Michael, right? Because me, I'm like, I don't know, maybe he touched kids, maybe not. I'm not here saying, like, yo, fuck it, Thriller's so beast, man. Yo, fuck it, I don't think he touched those kids. No, hell no. Will you leave your fucking kids with Michael Jackson? Hell no, he like a creep. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely has an obsession with his face. What else you obsessed about? Shit, that's how I would have seen it. Am I a lawyer? No. How did I figure that out? You can tell if I would have told that shit to the fucking judge, he would have just slammed that shit like, you fucking won. You won. He wouldn't even say it like the proper way. He would just be like, hell yeah, hell yeah. You'd be like, oh shit. Because who the fuck gonna deny that? This is why, like, blacks and Hispanics will be the best lawyers. Because we will have that, like, yes, we know the infrastructure, but we can add our little sazon, you know what I'm saying, a little flavor to it, like, you know what I'm saying, we like that right there. I would have said, you know, sometimes these people want to not be too careful when they talk and don't have that shit in them to just, some do, and you know, and Johnny Cocker was doing it too. He was fucking spitting 16s to the judge. If the gloves don't fit, it must have quit. When I came through with the chick, I was like, yo, and you can tell the judge was like, you know, like when a viper comes out and you play the flute in India and shit, and them niggas get dazed. He dazed the fucking judges, nigga, and he won. You could tell somebody was like, man, send that nigga some fucking cancer. Boom! Probably opened a real dirty letter and shit, and the shit went through his pores. Think about it. You think people act like, oh my God, like, that don't exist. You a conspiracy theorist, because they probably expect, like, poison come, like, from a dirty blade or an injection, which, hey, maybe we did get one with this whole COVID shit, right? But no, these people, like, sometimes Hispanics and black don't get how kind of evil white people can be. Let's just be honest, all right? I love white people, and y'all love us too, because, you know, sometimes you be seeing that one type of white person that be like, you be like, nah, white people are racist. Let's keep it real. Like, people don't want to say this, but there's white people in the Bronx that say nigga. And real people in the Bronx know, because those are the ones that be quiet. Nigga, there's white people in the Bronx that said nigga. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? There's people in California who say it. There's people in baseball team, you know, they all say it. It just depends on the group. If the group is really, really tight-knit, they ain't gonna let a word come out. Because if it did, they probably punch each other but still became friends. And now they be like, nigga, go ahead, say it, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Drunk one day. And then, you know, they'll pick up that you using it in a passionate way, not on some be like, yeah, and then, you know, the white dude, he punched a nigger. Like, no, they don't do that. So we feel it. And I say we because Dominicans have the OG, we are grandfathered in the plan of the N-word. And I remember it was kind of weird in the South, Cause they were still not used to. I'm sorry, the South, but y'all get like the news a little late. It's like the South is. It's like it's New York, right? The main shit where everything happens. Maybe Europe, but it's New York. Cause we will know when this shit is hot. And then it's the South, and then from the South, ironically, then it goes to DR. You can tell. Cause sometimes people in DR are like 3 degrees late, and you feel that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm saying that shit, but it's true. Let's keep it real. This is the shit that we will say in a room, talking like it's just you and me. But this is what it is. Pirate Radio, I'm giving it up. Episode 52, shit. Anyways, look, see how I open so many windows and I never get back to the original topic? Sometimes I don't even know if I just want to work on it or just leave it like that for the sake of the show of being Pirate Radio. Nah, because I need to tackle those subject, and you know, sometimes I'll be just jumping topics and I don't even get my first idea on the first topic. Like, what the fuck? But Elon Musk, back to Elon Musk though. He was like, yo, view this shit from political. Let me read that shit, man. I got a phone on me, right? Let me see. That shit about Twitter sometimes, like, when you want to see something, you gotta go probably to replies or some shit. Anyways, I posted it. He said, the attacks against me should be viewed through a political lens. This is their standard, despicable playbook. But nothing will deter me from fighting for a good future and your right to free speech. Nigga, you could tell like the Democrats, like, you know, they nice to us and shit because they need our vote. And that's that weird satanic shit because maybe they need our consent for their evil plans to get away with. It could go down. You could break that down all the way to what's going on now. That's why there's nothing new under the sun. So, you know, the Bible, that goes another check for the Bible. Ding. But, hey, you know what I mean? Like, other than that, I ain't gonna lie. It's feeling like it's some blood in, blood out shit with the Democrats. You join the NWO, well, once you get out, we gotta kick your ass in. But you famous and you rich. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be too hot if we send somebody to clip them off, but they still will do it if time's running out and they have enough influence, yeah. But it's running out on them. It feels like maybe not. Who knows? And this is their way of getting at him, just coming up with like scandals, and then it makes you think. Oh, remember when people are saying that Bill Cosby trying to buy a TV channel. That's a lie. No, maybe that was true. Maybe that whole buying up channel number 2 some shit, and maybe he was gonna buy it and put his own influence in it. Nigga, you can't influence it. We trying to influence them. You trying to come in and buy a channel, one of the main channels. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell if that would have still went through. If Bill Cosby had like an iron curtain and nobody could have got through him, there would have been, every channel would have had to at least end off their show by saying a bad joke of the channel number 2 and why not to watch it. Because they'll probably be like, yo, fuck it. People will just hear you and think that y'all popular. We'll say like, yo, this is the number 1 rated show. We'll raise all your ratings up. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I got a friend. Yada yada. You never know how this shit works. You know, like, why? Like, this is why I'm saying, like, this is why you think these people, when they all get blackballed, they all go to religion. You know, because maybe they know something that we don't. But anyways, it's blood in and blood out to them. So they're trying to jump Elon Musk out by scandals and shit. That Twitter shit, that shit is revealing because he bought it or Deke it. So far, he might still not. That deal might not go through. But so far, we're finding out that the spam is so beast that allegedly, because Joe Biden's Twitter account is like slashing by half. So, and remember, maybe these people are so nice that that bot shit is really true. They just show natural pictures of people, and they'll get smarter the more we make fun of them, because the more that we say, yo, it's so obvious when you see a bot, because they have this, they learn that algorithm and they become better. And then you see people, they be like, yo, how do these people still have this opinion? And remember, it's Twitter. So if you can control Twitter, all you gotta do, what these people do when they just show people opinions from the chat and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's going like back in the day, hitting the streets and asking people's real opinion, because you could feel, you know, the temperature from how they say. And maybe they do that, and they have fucking actors. You never know. Nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. You know what I'm saying? Once these people do the false handkerchief, aka the false flags on themselves, on their own country, that's when you gotta be like, wait, what? Like, y'all will fake a scenario just to be like, yo, they did this to us. Y'all ready to fight? Don't fight. Y'all can still watch TV. We'll send our people in the army. And we'll be like, hell yeah, all right, let's go. Like, this is like a TV show for us. That's why I'll be saying America is dope. I ain't gonna be here like a Lambondica saying that shit is bad. I'm doing a podcast right now, and it's perfectly legal, allegedly, because shit, depending on what I say, right? But it's allegedly legal. If I was doing this shit in Cuba, they would have, nigga, the real FBI, and nigga, the mic is off. Like, there you go. you would have just heard this, like, hey. What? Huh? And game over. That's me using the mute button. But that's what you would have heard, and that's it. Last podcast, because why? They have control. They can go in your house and kick it in if you opposing their opinion. Maybe it's lightened up. Because the internet is like, who the fuck, you know, to find. But that's the whole reason I named this shit Pirate Radio. Like, because, you know, obviously I'm exaggerating, but with a little, you know, sarcasm. But, yo, they really chopping down on free speech. And there's still people on Twitter, and maybe those are the bots. Because maybe they seem like, yo, a lot of people are agreeing with this person. Like, no, we got to send, like, mixed signals. And that's why they really control trending topics. That's when I saw they controlled trending topics, I was like, because it was a little too obvious. It was a little too obvious. And right after I did the podcast last week, that's when the Buffalo shooting happened. I didn't even get to speak on it. Just when I was speaking about white people, how like you got to go, you know, and do it the white man's way. Then that shit happened the next day. How I look now? Now I'm like, oh, bro, you see, yo, white people. Because you know why? Because listen, you can't control people at the end of the day. You know, it could have been a black person. Let's keep it real. But the fact that it was a white person, we need healing. These motherfuckers in Fox News still wear their fucking KKK masks. Like, goddamn, nigga. Show me like at least like show me your face real quick and then put it back down. But they had their hood on the whole time. They was on their horses. They were on their horses and they had their whips. So they still had their whips. Cause they were like, you know, not going away from the topic like that it was racist. And listen, all I'm saying is this. Cause all these people, everybody who's on the right, they will say, oh, because they really just get the news, but they just really like, they really submissive when they see a hardcore fact. Like all they will need is a stamp of something like, there it is, black and white. No, hell no, man. You think these people don't got no fucking better tricks than that? Why are we gonna keep falling for that bullshit? There's people that be printing out fucking papers about somebody that snitched, and they'll just put it on online or whatever and convince the people, and they just think, yep, there it is. No, there's things behind that. Look how the FBI was planning child pornography and shit like that to people because they had a disagreement in politics. And who was sending the FBI? The Democrats. It's deeper. It's deeper than what we see on in the cover. It's deeper than that. Y'all know that. Because if we would have had this conversation right here, one to one, you would have been like, yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, so hell yeah right now. What the fuck? Let me take this sip. Hold on. Am I cooking or what? But listen, when I saw Tucker Carlson get up there and with his sad puppy face, and he was like, well, what they found is mental health and shit. And listen, maybe they have facts, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, y'all can't at least see the facts and be like, hold up, yo, there is a racism going on. Like, this is that we're not stupid here, and let's fix that shit. Boom, that's it. Next day you'll be so fucking fake, but you can tell it's their soul. Their soul don't give it up. Hell no, their soul is fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo, nigga. They blocking all that shit. Hell no, we ain't gonna give it up. And this just makes, like, if y'all so smart and y'all went to college, y'all will pander in these small moments. Cause let's keep it real, that shit was racist. He did shoot 2 people that were white though. But, and this is why you can't believe the news, because at the same time you can't believe me, because obviously you never know who's the co-author of this fucking, all these events. But DK, he said sorry to one of the white people that he shot. When I heard that, I was like, all right, but who heard that? Like, okay, maybe he did say that. Maybe he said it mad loud, but I don't know. But come on, man. If that manifesto is true and yada yada, then come on now. Because all I'll be saying is this: if it was a black kid, and let's say let's add some song on it, right? Let's say his manifesto was saying that he believes in God, but he believes in God on some Hebrew Israelite shit, right? You know what Tucker would have done? He would have been calling that out, and he would have been labeling them a black extremist. He did it before. He mentioned the word before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so now your minds to like get ready, because maybe you never know if these people be like, whoa, why these people think that? Cause listen, there's people that make a good argument that the Israelites are the blacks, and some say that even the ones that are called Native Indians, Native Americans, and darker hue Hispanics or lighter hue, because it's off the seed of the father. And that all that is backed up, by the Bible. Now, certainly somebody can come and say, well, no, listen here, because, this. But you could also have another person that can still back up this argument. The more, it's just, the Bible is just next level. Like, how back the beginning it was like, oh, playing with toys. Oh, shit, getting sneakers, getting your girl and shit. Nigga, once you have wisdom level, this is the level, is the Bible, because you lived long enough. That's why kids, you can't tell like a 15-year-old like believe in this Bible if they're not interested. Hell no. Listen, the Bible, you gotta let that shit come to you. That's how it happened to me. It came to me. It was tag Yuri, and I was like, wait, what you mean? Oh, boom. And my head just went like, because everything was more clearer. And the way you handle situations that, you can see shit further ahead coming. The more you read the Bible, I feel like. And the Bible is just a bunch of situations that happen on earth. People just can't break it down like that. People just be like, the Bible is... Yeah, because you have to explain things with context. Okay, people right now, allegedly, to the news now, they're saying that the pyramids is hard as hell to make. Like, people even now can't make it. So that means that the people back then had a certain knowledge that was ahead of ours. Already, right now. But if it was like that already right now, we could say like, what? They ain't have no cell phones that we know of. But what the hell they were creating mobily? You gonna tell me they create the pyramid and everything else was just like slowly writing letters? That's what we can fucking recover now. But you never know if there was a real ancient civilization that left. And then maybe that's why they come back to visit, and those are the UFOs. Like, boom, that's it. You could answer it right there. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But no, they want to fucking. They still over here, acting like they don't know what the hell that shit is. You know, if these people are telling us, they already know who the fuck that is. Cause right now we're supposed to be in panic. You know, like these people are not gonna tell us that news right when they see it. Like, we saw that, yo, go tomorrow and tell people that we saw something flying and that shit it shot one person though, and we all saw it, and it ain't care, it shot kids too. You think people will be like, oh shit, yeah, they might be aliens? No, motherfucker, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? They'll panic. And this is true right here. I know that, you know, I'm popping champagne like I'm popping how that song goes? Like I want a champagne. That was Lil Wayne. Don't joke at me. That was Lil Wayne who said that, and y'all was clapping it up. So fuck out of here. But this happened in real life in the 30s and the 40s when it was only radio, no TV. Like the majority of you know how people have like 4K TV, but nigga, nobody really has 8K TV, and we know they sell it already. That's how it was to have a TV back then. So it was the majority just had their 4K TV, like that everybody buy now, that you can just buy for like $100 now. It was just a radio. Maybe you bought one that was louder, but it was a radio. You catching that frequency. And they, you know, in the radio, you turn it on like occasionally, like, you know, because you're out there making a move. Not everybody had radio maybe like that, or maybe they had places with radio. But here's the story that really happened. They quickly announced that what they're gonna speak about is just a story and it's novelty. But you can tell they said it so fast that maybe if somebody just caught on like 3 minutes later, they would have been hearing some shit on their radio sounding like the fucking news, because this is what they did. They basically say we're gonna do a novelty book, but they brought it in after playing music. Like they interrupted the radio as if it was like a out of nowhere emergency. Allegedly, how do people say it? So, but you know, if you look it up, it really happened. DK. So that shit DK just caught on to like an alien attack. So it was like, you know how the Blair Witch Project looked mad real, even though you know that, okay, hold up, if this real, then how come we never saw about it in the news? Like, and why the fuck we watching it on TV, in the movies? And you could tell I was young, so they caught me right there, or they caught me with a gill, because I'm like, oh shit. Now when I'm as a grown up, I'm like, first of all, there's a nigga in Hollywood that said, yo, okay this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna okay a fucking, and then there's a term for that shit, like, when they do like a movie, when they shoot a movie but everything is going on is real, that's fucking ridiculous. But anyways, it started like mad, like crazy shit going on, and now the highways are blocked. There's something on the air, and it was just a novelty. So they just read it on some, hey, y'all playing music, boom, this comes in, and just let them know real briefly that this is just a novelty that they're about to do. And then everybody got in character and they started doing a fucking scenario, and the people was in the highways, in the cars, it was mad traffic. People got off the cars and shit because they were just hit. They panicked. They thought that shit was real. So only the people that caught it from the beginning that heard that brief shit, everybody else was fucking panicking. They could go into neighbors and shit and wilding out. And I think that was a way to test the public and then be like, yo, no, what you mean? What's going on? No, that's just but they wanted to see how people panic, and who knows if they don't even say it and people die or something. You never know. So the government be testing people a certain way, which lets you know that they usually a couple steps ahead. They ain't gonna fucking tell us shit. So if they're letting that shit on now and they we ain't gonna be in contact with Space Force, and then while y'all motherfuckers were thinking that Trump racist, I would never see nothing that he says, even if he fucking whatever. I was peeping his speeches, cause I had to be the nigga to do the fucking homework for y'all, to let y'all know y'all still didn't believe it. Can you believe that shit? Fuck. Anyways, so he was, you know, one of his daily, not daily, but he would have a lot of fucking like daily shit. But one of them was the introduction of Space Force, and like this dude is a sales pitch, a salesman. So obviously he's the president, not the owner. So whoever elected him basically made him say, yo, this is what, because you think he's really going checking Space Force and creating it with them? No. Everybody just reporting to him, and he's just the president. Just like there's a president for the fucking Sony. So he was like, this is very huge, all right? This is and then he repeated in different times that he will mention the Space Force. So I'm like, okay, this motherfucker's basically setting it to be like, let me reassure America that this was huge. I'm basically, tooting his own horn, because eventually people are gonna look back and people gonna be like, yo, who the fuck introduced Space Force? When was that created? Because by that time they probably set the lead weight to like, if there's aliens, allegedly, or at least just going to Mars, allegedly, if that happens. They're gonna look back and be like, oh shit, it was under Trump. So now they're releasing this little by little. Think about it. It was never like this in other presidencies. It was only after Trump that it really became like talked about. Space Force, when you read, I was like, what the fuck? So you can go to the government.com or whatever the hell the shit is, and you can look up Space Force, and their agenda is like being the cops of the highways of interplanetary. Listen, you can look this up, unless they changed it and some fucking Mandela effect or whatever. But listen, I saw that, I was like, what? Because I'm over here saying, like, even though I looked up all about aliens, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I did see aliens. I recorded them. I seen shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can't have a doubt for that. Like, unless that shit was a balloon, I guess. All right, whatever. Y'all can say it's a balloon, but nigga, if y'all was there with me, you would have been like, what the fuck was this? But anyways, you still never know. That shit says, have beams on it or some shit, or one small tag that it says America and shit. You never know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get the slow fucking leaks of technology. But anyways, yeah, man, like, come on, man. If that kid was a Hebrew Israelite that shot that shit, like, I seen how that shit was, man. I seen how that shit was. But when to the point I was like, oh shit, like, these people are probably gonna set up and make a certain group look bad, like the Taliban, or how they make Islam look really bad, because all they show you is people with hijabs, and you just think, oh shit, Middle East, cause okay, India, cause okay, una vaina. It makes you, it's theater. It's all real theater, and that's why, like, they mix real shit with like shit that you be like, was that shit even real? Like, where's the casualties? Hey, you never know. Like, now they just streaming it, and that just looks more crazy. You feel me? But yo, like, rest in peace for all the people that died. You know what I'm saying? Because yo, pendeja meant to lose your life like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all I'm saying that if it is true that there were signs of racism, don't just put it on DK mental health, because he's 18, man. That's a grown adult. He can smoke cigarettes. He can go to war. His war, he did it here to his own Americans. And as Americans, we could be all Americans all we want, but don't just slap the all American shit, because we all come from different places. Like, if your daughter brings a black person, you'll be like, oh, in your mind, and then you're gonna be like, oh, let's go to character, because I gotta show my daughter that, hey, racism is bad. Now you're gonna go off the script. But the reason you get that first instinct is because you know that we all tribal, and you pull more for your white people. Same thing with us. Let's just admit it. It's okay to admit it, but once we know that, we respect each other more. And this country, everybody came from a different place. Even the natives came from, through the South of maybe, because they white people tell us that is the ice bridge. Maybe so. Maybe it got to that place, and yeah, but also it seems like people came from the South also. Well, maybe through the Bible it probably says that, because it speaks about the new world. So you never know, and how they got guided by signs of God through a star, maybe. That's what in the Bible, unless I got my Bible fucked up, because I haven't read the whole Bible. I gotta admit it. You know what I'm saying? But depending who got here, we all got here from somewhere. So in a way, we all fucking immigrants. Let's keep it real. All these white people came from the Pilgrims, and all those motherfuckers came from Europe. So these are European Americans. You know what I'm saying? The same way that they say African Americans, Hispanic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The way they label us, we label them. They don't like to be labeled. I bet you they don't like to be called, sir, yeah, this, my next door neighbor is a European American. They'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, because y'all just want to hang on to America. You know why? It's because white people don't really have culture. They don't want to represent that culture of Europe. We represent our culture from DR. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming to a point that even blacks are sometimes divided between the Caribbean now, from like Jamaica, yada yada, Trinidad, Tobago, or Africans with just the ones born in America, because obviously their family dealt with the slavery shit, even though it was like that everywhere else. But it's just some countries got liberated, like I think maybe America was because it was 16 something. I don't know, but maybe different countries were liberated before. Haiti definitely was. So and then Hispaniola maybe got eventually like that. And maybe it wasn't like that here. And then obviously after that, it still lingered on. So we wasn't there for that. And rightfully so. That's why they deserve reparations. The fact that it's still a joke and shit, and the one holy thing that the Democrats and Republicans will definitely agree on, nigga, they'll tag each other like fucking tag team champions. Nigga, it will be on reparations, bro. So once I see that, if we wouldn't be sazonando our own story, controlling it our real way, not even, they just throw a fucking slavery video every 3 years. How the hell y'all still doing that? How the hell y'all still getting away with that? And y'all definitely had to show the atrocities, right? Y'all aware of it. Y'all aware about it there. But when it comes to these politicians, they're not aware about it. Where's all the actors asking for reparations? FBI, you can tell that's too much. That's it. Too much. It's all over. It's all over. TKO, nigga. DK, I'm beating the other dude's ass, but the ref stopped the fight. DK, I'm losing. DK, I lost. You imagine the most corrupt fight ever that it doesn't even get spoke about because maybe it was before TV? And not to upset like their king and their country and shit, the ref comes and stops you while you're whipping the other dude's ass and he don't even know where he's at. That'd be so fucking crazy. But that must have happened before, trust me. Because the fact that we still seeing shit, people getting robbed, and it's not to the level that they just like we all vote or some shit and they just get tossed out. Like, what the hell y'all doing? Y'all drunk? Watching fights? If Bivol didn't whip Canelo's ass that bad, some of the judges was like, oh, close fight. We were like, no, nigga, it was from round 1. It was to the point that I felt like maybe Canelo was getting threatened or something, like by cartel. What the hell? Because like this dude kept on getting punched in the face and looking like at the scoreboard or some shit, like looking to the side, like, yo. I'm like, yo, hold up, who you signaling? Like, you never know. Yo, listen, this shit is shady. Nigga Putin came through with and he was waving the gun at the stands. And the crowd, he came, hey, yeah. Not imagine. Nah, Bevel's not from Russia, nigga. I don't think so, but shit. I don't want to keep talking about the fucking Buffalo shooting. Like, I'll get fucking pissed. You imagine Pendeja Mentis, like your mom's in there, like, wow, what the fuck? God forbid, feel me? But like that happened, feel me? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, like we get united and we come and we don't let bullshit like that rise. Like I fuck with the Republicans and shit, but I caught that. So I'm letting y'all know. Other people, they would just fold because they just want to be in teams and they don't want to admit, like, oh shit, yeah, that did look fucked up on my part, but not on your part. But we talking about the news, like we're gonna be fucking joining teams for them. No, nigga, we citizens. You know what I'm saying? So we should be able to debate it and not, let it divide us. Like, are you serious? But that's that. I wanted to speak about this Netflix series. It's called Pentaravid, or whatever. I don't know. It's a weird fucking term, but it's basically on Netflix, and there's Mike Myers doing like 7 roles in the movie, like he usually does. This is like a 6-episode series. It's short. Each episode is half an hour, and it's crazy because it's like a conspiracy series. So everything that's a conspiracy, they talk about it. That shit has wild nudity, like, but you know, don't put that shit on with the kids and shit. But yeah, like mad conspiracy. He even spoke about adrenochrome, and I was like, whoa. Cause listen, I seen what these people, the conspiracy world, like talk about. Like, I do agree with some of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I post about it. Like, am I conspiracy theorist? Like, yeah, but it's not on all things. It's just certain things that if you do the research, you be like, wait a minute, that did happen. So wait a minute. And then you say, so wait a minute. And then you say, so wait a minute again. And you waiting for fucking 3 hours and 3 days and shit. And then you're like, this shit don't make no sense. And sometimes it's really obvious to you, but you just haven't heard of like the information of shit that really went through, you know, over our heads that is really there if you look it up. But in a weird way, it's like, damn, they make this shit, you know, it's comedy. There's some funny parts, but it's out, you know, dated comedy, but whatever. It's Mike Myers. If you like Mike Myers, then you're gonna like it, obviously. The fact that they were just speaking about conspiracy and it was like shit that really going on, and they were saying like certain shit that was like people really, really believe in. Like, obviously they're gonna mock, you know, flat earth or whatever, but a lot of shit. And they made it a comedy, but at the same time, you would think like, oh, you know, to make people be like, you see, that's fake. But not spoiler alerts, but spoiler alerts, fuck it. Towards the ending, the guy who looked crazy ended up looking right. So, and then at the end of it, it says like, shout out to the real journalists and shit. So it makes you think like, god damn, like, you know, like, yeah, he made it into a joke, but at the end, he basically shouting out like real journalism. But it also tells you that these people are very aware, because who is approving it? Obviously Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I say all the time, take everything with a grain of salt. But they're aware, you know what I'm saying? So we have to just keep our foot on their necks. We have to. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was speaking about that reparation shit a couple minutes ago, you know what got me thinking about? Like, Jay-Z over here putting the bill about passing the bill, or helping to pass the bill about not using your like lyrics and shit for hip hop. And I was like, damn, look how Jay-Z quickly stands for that. And I get it, you hip hop, whatever. But why don't you gather your people around and fucking do a bill for reparations? Like, what the hell? Let's at least get a confirmation from these white people. Like, no, all right, no, all right, that's it. Let's also unite through that. But these people are just helping for them. Like, there's really people out there making songs, even though they're not famous, but it's local songs. You don't want to hear that shit from like family members, and you out here like, you know, this and the dead and shit. Like, these parents have to go through that shit, and that shit creates more tension. They should definitely set up like some like policemen and shit, not, you know, the hip hop police, and monitor these music. You have to. But, you know, at the same time, imagine if it's deeper than that. Because these politicians, you don't want to cross them. You know what I'm saying? I bet like Jay-Z probably thinks like, yo, the last thing I need on my back. Because if Jay-Z knows that in the hood we will keep him comfortable, like, donate to him as long as he speaks the truth and uses his platform. But we won't even do that shit. He'll probably think like, you know, nobody gonna help him out, and they'll be like, oh, now Jay-Z's a broke ass nigga, and no está pegado, like how they do in Spanish music. But you could tell one of the dudes who was so beast, which you gotta give him the credit. My favorite, Safiro. You know what I'm saying? And he's a Dominican merenguero, and at the height of his height, OD. You know, everybody. You feel me? But at the lowest, people still helped him because he made such great music. You know what I'm saying? And who knows if he was humble? Let's keep it real. But in the culture like that, yo, they'll help you out. Here, they would let you be like, oh, you can't speak to them because they blacklisted. Okay, I won't speak to him. Don't trust me. I'll deny his phone calls. That's how it is here. When you have that concrete unity, you know, Jay-Z can see like Jay-Z could probably be like, yo, I bet, yo, what's up, reparation? I'm using my voice, and now they know that they backed up by the people, and they'll fucking be forced to speak about it. Y por de ello, they do some sneaky shit. He died out of nowhere. No, because we will go out here and go ham. The same way they say, oh, but you know, breaking into stores, that's not the way to do it. Maybe corporate stores. Look at me, right? Because the thing is, there's like not bodegas, but you know, like every time it comes to hurting the America's pockets, they put everybody out there. Oh, don't hit up the stores. Don't hit up. Yeah, because it looks bad. But you know, that's the only way to hurt America. To pinch it back, bite it back. Because, you know, it does affect the people from the community. That's another shit too. So, but we, you know, America probably just like to keep that image clean. Like, oh shit, the last thing we need is Russia to have news about how our own people are looking crazy in our own states. You know, usually that rebellion shit don't happen all a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when it's doing it now by Black Lives Matter, it was for cases that, yeah, it was coming off a little bit racist, but it was infumed by like a lot of lies too. And they love to rile people up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let's keep it real. When white people, according on TV, but people in person probably feel more sympathetic, and you can't let the news media, the people that you see on Fox News represent Republicans. Like, no. Because you speak to them or you speaking to plenty of them, and they'll just tell you, yeah, I voted Democrat, because they already don't want to engage in that bullshit. They understand they basically they will have 10 steps ahead of the conversation already. You know what I'm saying? So they'd rather just not be like, oh, well, actually, I'm Republican. They'd be like, oh, and then, you know, it's gonna get petty. Because it's going to be team. My team is better. Your team is better. And it's not really about that, but it's about like, yo, if I put it like this, if Democrats had whatever the Democrats been happening to them would have been on the Republican side, they would have OD'd. And you know why they would have OD'd? Because all the magazine works for the Democrats. So but they can't put fake shit out there, which they still did. They still did. But a lot of them shit, they had to apologize, and they'll just hide it in the middle of the newspaper in a small ass article. You know, so listen, all I'm saying is that, yeah, you do want to prevent people from going to jail from bullshit, because a lot of people are probably lying about their raps. But again, you have to remember that the families of local artists that Jay-Z don't even know, and they out here fucking admitting to shit, and the cops can't use them, and then they over here riding around, and then they're in a small town, so you gotta see these people. Like, come on, man. Maybe it's probably depends on the state, so maybe I'm just, you know, complaining too much, and I just use it as a fucking subject or a topic, right? Low blowing. If I see Jay-Z, nigga, you think I'm gonna have that same thoughts, but I'm not gonna say to him like, what the hell? Like, that's Jay-Z. I still gotta respect his raps. And his raps, you know, kind of matured me at an early age in a way. Because if it wasn't that, it was Dipset, which was like bitch. And Jay-Z was like that, but not like that. But he was clever, you know? And it was just like, his lyrics is like a maze. Like, not a maze, but like a bunch of clues that, you know, as your vocabulary expands, you will get what he's saying. And for the hood, that's dope, yo, because, you know, as you get shit, you realize like, oh shit, he was dropping gems here and there. But you know, I guess step by step, right? Sometimes, also look at me with the sometimes. But I'm gonna say, like, you know how like eventually when mistakes happen, that's when they correct it. So I guess this happens, then something gonna happen when that's a specific scenario where they're gonna have to revise that and add more rules. Like I was watching a video of the quarterback in college. He faked a QB kneel. So for people who don't know what's a QB kneel, you can't really hit the quarterback in football. Like you will get penalized heavy because the quarterback is really protected. Yada yada. There's rules. But this time, usually people don't hit the quarterback when they see that they're about to take a kneel. They running, they trying to dodge. But when you see them take a kneel, if you hit them while they're kneeling and their knee is down or whatever, and you get a hit right after because you was running so fast you couldn't hold yourself, it still don't matter. You will get a fucking penalty. So a lot of people just he could be kneel, so they automatically like just stop. They control your body. They try to control their bodies as much as they can. They stop. But this quarterback faked it. It was one of the dopest moves, right? So it made a lot of quarterback like, oh shit, whoa, we can fake the kneel. And if I get hit, I get blanked. But hey, that's 15 yards at least in my favor. So I think maybe, unless it was a rumor, you can tell like, motherfucker, you doing a podcast, you should fucking do the research. But word was that they quickly banned that move right after, because as soon as he did that move, everybody froze on the opposite team that was supposed to tackle him, and he fucking went to score the touchdown. It was one of the dopest moves. But it's crazy how it happened. It had to happen in college, where kids are like more creative or whatever, and etiquette or whatever. No, when the kids are more creative, oh yeah. And if that would have happened in the NFL, it would have been probably more controversy. But for them, they probably like, yo, good thing it happened in college because we can nip that shit right in the butt. Like, oh, okay, hold up, that's a beast ass new move that it fucks with the rules a lot. Because a lot of players don't jump on the quarterback too much, because de una vez, if the quarterback could just easily kneel, and then if you hit him because of your velocity, it don't matter, and it will cost the team a lot. So 15 yards in the field of 100 yards, you do the math, that's a lot. You feel me? So these people, that's the worst that can happen. Look at me talk about football. I should be a coach. Nah, but I'm really nice in Madden though. That fucking COVID shit, I did a number. Repetition. I was hearing fucking Heard 'Em Say by Kanye West, and I just forgot how beautiful that song was. I had to post that shit with the Maroon 5, and I didn't know that the Maroon 5 did that song with a similar chorus, and Kanye took the same chorus and flipped it. Kanye, how he is sampling and shit. But yeah, man, and that was a nice ass song too. You could tell like sometimes there's always they put stigmas on like, oh, you listen to Maroon 5, and this is like, okay, why? Because they're a white boy band. Like, knock it off. They make some beautiful songs. Like, and you never know if it's just probably like songs that is probably written by somebody that they don't know, and it ends up being fucking Phil Collins for some reason, still making money off songs. Like, you just never know. Like, I gotta eliminate saying like and but a lot, right? You can just tell. I said like just now. But yeah, there you go. I said but but yeah, that song was so dope. Like, when you look back into it and you be like, that's the Kanye that everybody wants, and it's just like, yeah, okay, I get it. But when that Kanye was going on, y'all was over here saying, yeah, he alright. So that's why you can't just go by fans. That's why artists get mad, because they get so the fans just get easily moved by like, oh my God, guess who sells more? So this is what it means to be a better artist. And they'll be like, Billie Eilish, and you'd be like, oh, Billie Eilish is way better. And you just going by fucking, like, I even seen like grown ass barbers, and they over here like, tú sabes por qué es mejor, porque mira, chequealo los videos, check his videos, you see. And they're like, I didn't my views, que él. And they were just basically arguing like why this artist is better than your artist because he got more YouTube views. And when I saw that, I was like, yo, these people are older than me at that time. And I was just saying like, yo, but what is it? Like, can't they, for you to be that confident? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just went down the rabbit hole and I'm like Morpheus mode. And it ruins everything. Because sometimes people also are people who make conversation that may not know about every fucking topic. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say like, yeah, I'm a genius or nothing like that. But, you know, and it's just good to have those people because, listen, when you know, like, listen, me at a party, I'm not the one making conversation with everybody unless it's like family party, obviously. But I feel like a lot of people feel like that also. And maybe it's because like this whole internet world made us more antisocial or whatever, but it's always good to have that person in the group that is, you know, may not know about everything. He might be like, yeah, the Yankees, ain't the Derek Jeter playing? He'd be like, fam, not Derek Jeter retired like 10 years ago. And like, oh, I'm sorry, Judge. And you'd be like, okay, he obviously don't know about baseball. But, you know, you can't just be like, oh, you don't know? Like, no. You know, people are just trying to make conversations. Like, that's how you learn how to, I guess, to be an adult and, like, maneuver through situations, which it helps. Because you can't be, I'm a real ass motherfucker. If that ain't made me laugh, I'm going to show him a mean face. Like, nah, you know. Also being mature and be smooth through it, and, you know, continuing this existence shit is just like that song about poker by Kenny Rogers. You gotta know where to hold them, you gotta know where to fold them. Because if you out here rah gorilla on everybody, that gorilla might have a fucking gun on you and you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? You want to be out here fucking being tough like a gorilla, then somebody else comes and he's more of a motherfucking monster than you. The holy thing. That's how a lot of people go out. You know? And then they make fun of the people who just be like, hold up, I appreciate my life a little bit more. And, you know, whatever sells. So no wonder they were pushing like murder rap, you know, and they still are, because look at the state of our people. Are we united? Hell no. It all goes back to what I was saying earlier. You know, just connect the fucking dots. So when Kanye was speaking about that real shit, we were just so occupied by who was the hottest one at that time. For women, fucking Sean Paul just remind you to grind on the motherfucker whenever he puts his dick on over you. Like, I'm thinking about it as a parent, you feel me? Like, what the fuck? That's how they dance now? Like, god damn. And it was too much that the school would let it happen, remember? We was in the beginning of that shit. Well, maybe our parents, not our parents, depending who are your parents. But yeah, they were letting that shit rock. They understand like, yo, that's how these high school people dance. Like, it's not like, hold your hand. How the song goes, put your hand on my shoulders. Like, it wasn't none of that shit. It was tra 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 tra. Shout out to Dominican USA. But, you know, in the midst of all that fucking 50 Cent and all that shit, all that, you need to body somebody, yada yada, like, and good thing for Tupac, because he did both type of music, positive and negative. And people were saying, yeah, but if you're gonna talk about this, then why you talk about that? I understand, but you gotta understand this music industry. Like, the fact that he still made that songs and made them shits popular, you know, like, it takes skills, because you could probably make a song that is like about positivity, but something that podría. You know, and then out of that came out Kanye. Out of that came out K. Cudi. Out of that came out Drake. And they admitted it all themselves. Because maybe if K. Cudi was making songs like that before Kanye, I get it. But, you know, the fact that Kanye tapped into that, to him, you know, and made a specific album, which he did in 2 weeks, by the way. 808s and Heartbreak. So, fun fact, because I know Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Not like that, but, you know, musically. But anyways, I want to keep it under an hour, and I'm almost to that level. I think I just hit all the topics. But anyways, if I didn't, there's another week. Pirate Radio. Free speech will live on. Episode 52. Peace.